So good morning. Let's start a new painting today. As you can see, the light is nice, it's not too bright. So we'll start a new painting, improvisational. As much as I know, I'm using salt water, which comes from the beach. And as I start, as usual, I like to wet the paper. We're using Antique Dictionary, 1935, Webster's Dictionary page. And I'm also using Dr. P.H. Martin ink dyes, my favorite watercolors, which are concentrated ink dyes. So as you can see, once the paint hits the water, it has a life of its own. What's nice about painting out on the beach is that the paint dries rapidly because of the wind, as well as the sun. So the color that I'm using is called Gold Ochre, Dr. P.H. Martin drawing inks. And I like to mix these. As you can see that I'm using antelope. That's a nice name for a color, antelope, but it's a brown. And I mix the ochre with the brown, and I add more water. What's nice about today is that since it's not so sunny, I don't get an annoying reflection, so I can see the true colors. So mixing them develops a nice little bit more of the watercolor. And you can see how it's just doing whatever it wants to do, which I like. Just like the jazz musicians, improvisational. So this is the first layer. And what I try to do is not to overwork it, because I don't want the improvisational aspect of the painting disappear. So what I like to do is, once I put the base color down, I leave it alone, let it dry a bit. And now I use some black acrylic paint. This is the fun part, because now is when I can get a little bit more folk artsy. I squeeze some black on the top. And one of the things I actually learned from some folk artists that I watched on PBS back in the 90s, one of the guys actually used a toothbrush. Instead of a brush, he used a toothbrush, and that's what I'm using here. Like I said, it's going to be a woman, so this is going to be really fun to do, because I'm using the toothbrush to make her hair. What's nice about using found objects to paint with is that you can't control them so much, and that way you can also let the improvisational aspect of the painting develop. Kind of looks like a Rasta woman, but I wasn't intending it, but I'll let it happen. So you see what's nice with the paintbrush and also using the toothbrush. You get different qualities. So this is enough for now. And what I like to do is, I don't want to overwork it. I want to leave the accidents. I want to leave the accidents. It's, as you see, I'm painting the black. The brown will be drying. So now what I will do is take a break, go into the beach, take a dip, maybe for 15 minutes, and when I come back, the paint will be dry enough where I could do the second layer. So stay tuned.